this is Zach's nightmare conversation.
Yeah.
Is it really?
I have a bit of a phobia.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really think about feet that much, except for right now.
I can't.
I can't think about them.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel indifferent about mine.
They're such cute feet, though.
Thank you.
They're really cute. Like they're like one of my favorite colors.
Yeah. Are you scared of mine?
No, yours are cute because they're felt.
Oh, yeah. Honestly, their felt probably makes them like so they're probably like easier to clean and they're like less like.
It's very difficult for me to take a shower.
Yeah, I can see that actually. I think do you have to be dry cleaned?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
There's this place called Milton Edie's in Third Thing.
Oh.
Yeah, it's very cute. It's like pink. It's very adorable.
Okay, and
That's where I go.
That's your spa day.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, sometimes Zach sprays me with alcohol.
Alcohol.
Well, you know, it's like a drag. It's an old drag trick where you spray old drag clothes with vodka.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're not just like getting like it's not like, you know.
Yeah, I close my mouth.
Okay. All right. That's good. I'm really glad that you closed your mouth because I feel like that would be really dangerous for you otherwise because you're very tiny. So I think your tolerance is probably very low.
I don't have a high tolerance.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
makes sense. Yeah.
So we try to be careful.
Yeah,
Very.
that's really important.
Thank you. Yeah.
Kristin!
Hi, Tickle Love. Oh my goodness.
Yes, thank you so much for being here.
Oh my gosh, thank you for having me.
I'm so excited.
I'm so excited to talk to you.
You know, we had booked you, and then someone slid into the Soul Tickle podcast DMs and said, it would make my life if Kristin came on the podcast.
Listen, people actually, I mentioned briefly to other people and they were really excited about it. Yes, really
Oh my
excited
God.
about it. I'm really excited. I mean, listen, can you tell how excited? I was just like, hi.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like very often that I get to have like, you know, a good sit down one-on-one with you, Tickle Muff.
It's true.
Yeah.
Maybe we could do it more often.
Yeah, you need to have office hours.
Yeah, get a coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you drink coffee?
I drink hot chocolate.
You drink hot chocolate. That
Yeah.
makes sense because too much caffeine, you would stay up too late.
Yeah, sometimes a mocha.
Sometimes a mocha.
Yeah.
That's, I mean, it's probably why you need to get dry cleaned so much.
Yeah.
What's your drink if you go to a coffee
My
shop?
drink, so I have a really low caffeine tolerance.
Can I guess?
Yes.
I was going to guess matcha.
No.
Okay. What?
My coffee order is a venti iced sugar-free oat milk latte half calf.
Okay. Sounds like you go to Starbucks.
I mean, I try not to, but that is kind of where that order originated.
Yeah, you're thinking Starbucks like.
I'm thinking in a Starbucks point of view, even though like I don't go to Starbucks.
Yeah.
It used to be soy. I changed to oat milk because I don't like the taste of soy milk anymore for some reason.
Oh, oat's so much better.
Oat is so oat.
It literally
creamy.
almost tastes like
It is creamy.
regular milk.
I know. It's just like I don't think oat has boobs, so it's like it shouldn't taste so milk-like, and yet it does. Sorry, can we talk about boobs in front of Tickle Muff? Or is...
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I'm sorry, Tickle Muff.
That's okay. It's just a part of the human body.
This is true. It is part of the
Yeah.
human body. It is. Unfortunately, I'm very aware of that.
Yeah.
Kristin,
Yes.
Can you pull the mic up just a little
Yes.
towards you? Yeah, perfect. Lower it down, but yeah, right there.
Right there?
Yeah,
This?
that's perfect.
Good? Okay, good. Great.
Yeah.
Love it.
When I was a girl in university, I was so annoyed that women had to cover up their boobs and that they couldn't be topless like guys could. So I remember I was in my room one day and my male roommate came upstairs and I was topless with my female roommates and I just didn't care. I like sat through the discomfort and he would not. He made such severe eye contact with me. He was trying so hard not to look.
But he could have looked.
Well, he could have, but he didn't. I don't know. I guess it was hard for him.
He thought it would be impolite to stare. You know, I think we're taught to be really polite, even though we are also taught a lot of bad socialization issues. And I think it causes us to be polite in situations. Well, this isn't a good example of that. But I think it sometimes causes us to be polite in situations where we shouldn't be polite. Like I think it causes,
Like what?
like I think when people say things that are bigoted or rude or racist or fascistic in any way, shape, or form. I think like we're very socialized to be like, oh, well, that's a fun thing about you. Like we're very socialized to be very chill about it, as opposed to like what we should do, which is be like, get the fuck out of my house.
Yeah.
Sorry, am I allowed to curse in front of Tickle Muff?
Yes, I have a special filter on my ears and I can't hear any of it.
Oh, what do you
Yeah.
hear instead of curse words, Tickle Muff?
I hear children laughing.
You you hear children laughing.
It's true.
Yeah.
That's honestly, it's really useful. Can I get that filter installed too?
Yeah.
There are some people where I feel like it would just be children laughing.
I'll hook you up with it after.
Thank you.
Yeah, it has to be specially fitted to your
To my ears.
ears or not ears. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the trick. I don't actually have ears.
Oh, you don't have ears?
No.
How do you know what I'm saying then?
The sound gets absorbed through the foam.
Through
Okay,
the foam.
so
in
you
their
are just
head, yeah.
you're actually one giant ear.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm the sponge.
You're a sponge. You're a sponge.
I soak it all up.
If you're a sponge, are you a sponge just for sound or are you a sponge for other things?
Everything. Like your dress is so colorful.
Thank you. Okay, so you're a sponge for visual input as well as audio input. Do you sponge up other sensory information?
I am a spiritual sponge.
Okay. Oh, okay. So you like sponge up people's like energy.
Well, when you say it like that, it doesn't sound very good.
I'm sorry. You sponge up you sponge up people's energy.
I'm not a vampire.
I mean, you could be a vampire. I don't know.
Maybe. If I was a vampire,
If you were a vampire, what kind of vampire would you be, Tickle Muff?
I would be a vegetarian.
You'd be vegetarian. So
Yeah.
what would you eat then?
I would eat plants.
You would eat plants.
Yeah.
Okay, so you would just not be a vampire if you were a vampire. You would just abdicate all of your vampire responsibilities.
I don't want it.
I know. You know, it's fair. It's a lot. You have to stay up all night. You have
Yeah.
to live forever. It's a
I
long
go to
time.
bed at 8 o'clock.
You go to bed at 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
And when do you wake up?
I wake up at 5 a.m.
You wake up at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
Wow, with the sun.
Yes.
Okay.
When do you wake up?
When do I wake up?
Yeah.
I wake up at 5 p.m.
Oh my god.
No, I don't. I just I wake up. I'm not a good sleeper. I'm a bad sleeper. So I probably go to sleep around 1, and then I wake up at 4:30, and then I'm up for an hour and a half, and then I go back to sleep until 9:30.
Do you need to wake up at 4:30?
No, my body is just like, it's 4:30, time to wake up and think about your problems.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I usually sleep in a chair.
You sleep in a chair.
Yeah, it's a really nice chair.
You must have a really easy time on long haul flights
Yeah.
if you can sleep in a chair.
Well, on flights, I'm actually a carry-on.
You're not actually a carry-on.
I sleep under the seat.
You sleep under
Yeah,
the seat.
Tickle Muff's a carry-on
Oh.
on flights.
Yeah. Yeah, but the other night, I slept in the bed with Zach.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, well, it was because Tickle Muff was scared because
Somebody broke into our car.
yeah,
Somebody broke into your car?
yeah,
Why?
It was really scary. We parked downtown.
Thank God I was not in the car.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's my worst fear that someone breaks into the car while Tickle Muff is in there alone and takes them.
Oh my gosh. Was that
But
scary?
somebody steals me.
Yeah.
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
So wait, so someone broke into your car.
Yeah.
Did they take, like, what did they take from your car?
This is really hard to talk about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they really only took one thing that was important to me.
Okay.
His rollerblades.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, they took the blades.
It's very sad.
It's,
You know what's so scary about the idea of Tickle Muff being stolen out of a car?
What?
Their personality would change.
Oh my God.
Tickle Muff.
Tickle Muff, I'm so sorry for giving you that to think about. But
New fear just dropped
your-
for Tickle Muff.
your personality would probably completely change.
That is terrifying.
Tickle Muff, it's not gonna happen.
Okay.
It's not gonna happen. It's so unlikely.
Are you sure?
Well, I'm gonna keep you so close to me. No one will be
It
able
will
to
never.
take you.
In fact, I think that the chances of it happening are so much lower now than they were before because now it's on your radar.
Yeah.
Now I'm hyper vigilant.
Yeah. Also,
Okay.
if you were a vampire, you could learn to bite people.
But I don't have any teeth.
You know, that is true. You don't have any teeth.
Zach, when you leave Tickle Muff in the car, do you at least roll the window down? A crack?
Of course.
That's a lie.
No, of course.
Wow.
See, but that's a conflict because if it's rolled down, then someone could take Tickle Muff.
Yeah. Yeah, that was rolled down. Exactly.
Yeah, that's why I don't do it. I don't want anyone to break in.
Okay.
Yeah. But I get covered with a sheet.
You get covered with a sheet. Well, yeah, because when you are not like talking to people, you're sleeping, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say during the car break-in, there was a puppet in the back seat, and they did not take it.
Oh, rejected.
Which puppet?
It's a balloon.
It's a balloon puppet.
Oh my, rejected.
Yeah.
Were their feelings like a little hurt by that?
This balloon, it's always smiling.
Okay, the balloon's
Yeah.
okay, all right.
But it's like a smile of like, everything's fine. So it's kind of perfect that it happened to this puppet.
Do you think that puppet scared the perpetrator?
Definitely.
That puppet scares everyone that it meets, which is hilarious to me because when I got it, I was like, this is so cool. It's a balloon birthday party. No.
I kind of want to meet this puppet now.
Come to the car.
Actually, this reminds me of a really quick story I'll tell. So when I was in 6th grade, my teacher had one of those dummies that had like a hat. It was like one of those lung dummies that like
A lung?
a lung dummy. This is how old I am. Like it would smoke a cigarette and show you like how the smoke goes into the lungs. And of course, it had a stingy brim hat on. It was a guy, and we came in the next day, and like the head was knocked off of it, and like my teacher went nuts because she thought someone pranked and tore the head off of it. But what actually happened is far funnier. Is that the janitor was busy doing janitor work and saw the fucking thing and started screaming. He thought it was a person, started screaming and threw a mop at it and knocked the head off of it,
Oh my God.
thinking it was a real.
And then the head just got knocked off.
Can you imagine
That's even
yelling
scarier.
at a fucking dummy? No, I'm not calling you a
Yeah,
dummy. Take
I'm
him
not a
up.
dummy.
Because it's not really a puppet. It's a dummy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway.
Wow. Wow.
It's lost
That
on
sounds
everybody, sorry.
terrifying. No,
That
it
is
sounds
terrifying. I know. I feel like we've just been terrifying you all day, Tickle Muff.
That's okay.
I know.
I'm used to it. Life is terrifying.
Life is terrifying. Life
Yeah.
is a haunted house.
It is.
I know.
Yeah, how do you get through it?
How do I get through it? Well, you get through it. I think you get through life the way you get through any haunted house, right? You make one friend stand in the front, and then everyone huddles behind them while you scream, and then you trade places, being the friend in the front.
Oh my God. That's a great analogy.
Yeah, so you just gotta make sure somebody's in the front, like taking the brunt of the scariness, and then and then eventually you can be the person with a half a beer in the middle, being like
But then you have to take turns.
You do take turns. That is part of life. Is that you have to take turns being the person in the front getting scared. I think.
Yeah.
I think, but that's okay though, because you see your friends doing it, and you see that it's not a big deal, and so you get up the courage to do it yourself.
I need more courage.
You need more courage?
Yeah.
But I think you're very courageous to come
Really?
up. Yeah.
Why?
Why do I think that?
Yeah.
Well, because you put yourself out there.
Yeah.
I think that being able to speak about yourself and your feelings and your experiences is actually a really difficult thing to do. I think that a lot of people struggle with it. And the fact that you can do that, I think, is very powerful, and I think is a very important superpower that you have.
Thank you so very much.
You're welcome.
Kristen.
Yes.
What is it like to be you?
What is it like to be me?
Yeah.
I was just about to girl you, then I realized that I don't know what your gender is, Tickle
You
Muff.
can. I like that.
Okay, girl. What is it like to be me? I think that I live an extraordinarily lucky and privileged life.
That's amazing.
But I also think
Wait.
There's always a but.
there's always a but. I think that I don't know what it's like to be me. I think that there's lots of things in my life that I've sort of learned how to manage. I have a lot of chronic illnesses, but I also have a lot of good things in my life. And I think that sometimes I think about the fact that it's wow, I'm really glad that I have the good things to balance out the other things. Because
Yeah.
I know, I feel like it's a very vague answer. I don't.
It is.
The thing is I don't know what it's like to be me because I've never been anyone else. So to
Interesting.
me, it just kind of feels like waking up and experiencing like the human horror show that we live in every day. I think there are some people who just kind of like live life like they're on a Carnival cruise ship, where like life is just sort of like an all-day shrimp buffet, and then like they get sunburned a little bit and then they go to bed. And like I envy those people sometimes because it seems like a very peaceful existence to not have to care about others and to not have to care about the world. I don't really know what that's like.
It must be nice.
It must be nice.
Yeah.
Or
Ignorance is bliss.
it seems very nice. And there are days where it's like, wow, I wish I could just go and be a person who has like a regular job in a regular town, and I have 2 kids and they love to be in sports or dance competitions or whatever. I sometimes wish that was my life.
Zach dreams of that.
Do you really dream of that?
Sometimes I do. I'm like, life would be so, like, life could be so nice
Yes.
and easy and simple and
I sometimes look at the Insta stories of I have a cousin who lives in Massachusetts. She has a beautiful house. She has a new baby. They go on beautiful nature walks. They go on the boat. She has a good job.
Sounds amazing.
Sounds amazing. And then like she'll post photos where she's just like, there's not everything's perfect. It'll be like a baby diaper blowout or whatever. But it's like, okay, but even that's like that's like a fun story.
Yeah.
Sometimes it just feels like we've chosen something that is very difficult. And why are we doing this to ourselves on purpose?
Why are we? Why are you?
Why am I doing this to myself on purpose? Because there is a hole in my soul that will never be filled. And I could fill it with drugs, or I could fill it with making people laugh. And I've chosen the second one.
That's probably better.
I think it is better. I think that from what I've seen, anecdotally, it seems like the second one is better.
yes. Because I have personally had my struggles with addiction to substances and that kind of stuff.
Mine is to candy.
Yeah.
Wait, why? Sorry, say that again, Tickle Buff?
Candy.
Candy?
That's
Oh, yeah.
my addiction.
I mean, that's fair. Candy's really delicious. I probably struggle with candy, too.
Yeah.
And I feel like if you're trying to fill the hole with that kind of stuff, it's just never enough.
It's never, and the thing is, it will never be enough. I sometimes think about the fact, this is so, wow, Tickle Buff, you're going to be talking about stuff that, like, I don't think I've talked about even yet with people who are friends of mine.
That's what this is for.
That's what this is for. I think, sometimes when I think about, like, my pie in the sky fantasies, they're not, like, they're, like, getting, like, famous people and artists I respect to respect my work. They're not even, like, I never had that, like, I want to be married to so-and-so. It was just like, this person will wish I was their child. Like, that's like, and it's.
I relate to that.
Yeah, it's very like, I sometimes think about the fact that it's like, wow, so much of this could have been prevented with like a little bit of emotional education and help like 2 generations ago. Like, I think if we had been working on this like 70 years ago, there is a lot of things that may not have come to pass.
70 years, you look amazing.
Oh, well, sometimes I think about the fact that I've kind of, I mean, not really, but I've sort of existed in one way or another since like the 50s.
Really?
Yes.
What do you mean?
Well, because all people who are born with ovaries are born with every egg they will ever have in their entire life.
Really?
Yes.
You have eggs?
I do have eggs. Well, I actually do have eggs, but more.
Can you cook them?
I can't. Well, I already cooked half of them a while ago, so I can't. I only have like half of them left. But my mother was born in the 50s, and so like I technically existed as like some sort of. I mean, obviously not me, but like some.
Your egg.
More, yes, my egg has existed since the 1950s.
May I just say that you're a good egg?
I'm a good egg.
Yeah.
Thank you for saying that, because sometimes I feel like the jury is out, personally.
Really?
Yeah, I mean,
Why?
don't you worry about whether or not you're a good person?
Me? Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I try. I try really hard.
I worry about it. I think
Yeah.
more than you do, Tickle Muff.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard.
It's hard to be a good person.
It's hard to be a good person, and it's hard to like be moving through this world and just really, it can make you anxious about how people are perceiving you and everything that you're saying and everything that you're doing.
I worry all the time about whether or not I am doing enough to make the world a better place for the people the people I can impact as well as the people in my immediate life. I think about this constantly.
Really?
It's probably my most compulsive thought. Like whenever I'm working on something that's just for me, I'm always just like, is this something that's actually going to make the world better? Or am I just doing this to make me feel better?
Do you think that it's not one and the same?
Well, I think sometimes it is. I think sometimes being able to have a willingness to talk about yourself and talk about like your lived experiences does help people. And I think sometimes it's just, because you feel like talking about something. I don't know. I mean, I think all the time, like, do I talk enough about like the issues that matter to me? Do I do enough to like risk my own safety and my own comfort to make things better for the people around me? And I know the answer to that is no, but it's like, how can I do more every day? And it's something I feel like something that makes me mad because it's something I think about all the time. And I think it's something that many people don't think about ever.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, but you have to. There has to be a balance because if you're not safe, then you can't keep doing things.
That's true. That's true. But what is safety? Are any of us safe? I think like that's something that I say to people all the time where they're like, oh, like we have to worry about staying safe. And I'm like, but no one is safe.
That's
None
true.
of us are safe. So
What do you mean?
Well, I think that, as long as there are people who are marginalized, people who are being like abused, exploited, murdered.
So sad.
Very sad. I think that as long as that's the case, as long as there is an outgroup of people who are in danger, anyone can be a part of that outgroup. And so there are none of us who are in outgroups are safe.
Yeah.
Because, eventually they're going to run out of people and they're going to find more people to put in the outgroup.
Yeah.
And so it's something that like, there is no safety. And I think like there's something actually like a little freeing about that, to know that it's like, well, I'm not safe anyway. Yeah. So as long as I'm not safe, I might as well speak up.
Yeah. Even Sesame Street got defunded.
Even Sesame Street got defunded. I know
crazy.
Sesame Street got refunded by Netflix.
You never thought that Netflix would be the hero.
Well, that remains to be seen.
Maybe they'll change it.
We'll see what they do with it.
We'll see what they do with it. I think it's important that at least somebody is funding Sesame Street, because like I watched Sesame Street as a kid. I loved Sesame Street as a kid. It was like probably my favorite TV show.
Really?
Yes.
Is that why you love me?
Yes, it is. I do. I was a big fan of both Sesame Street. I also love the Muppets. I'm a big Muppets person. I actually have like a little hot dog puppet that's signed by Brian Henson.
Really?
Yes.
That's so cool.
Yes. He is like a very important artistic person to me.
Wow.
And I, as a child, as like a lonely child, as a child who really struggled with feeling both safe and also like they belonged, I think that like that was a critical part of making me feel safe. And I think it does that for other children too. It's like it creates like a home for children who don't necessarily feel like they have one.
Yeah, I think puppets are great like that.
I think so too.
That's one of the things I'm most proud of about my people.
About your people. Yes, your people's culture is very... And honestly, thank you so much for sharing your culture with us.
My pleasure.
It's really... I think that, like, we should probably do, like, a fabric acknowledgement.
Yes. The blanket is actually felt.
The blanket is actually... We should do a felt acknowledgement.
Yes. Yeah, it's from Joanne Fabrics.
It's from rest in peace.
We got it on sale when they were closing. Yeah,
I know. My sister is very sad about that because she makes a lot of things. Joanne Fabrics was really important. I think that like it's really wonderful what you do, Tickle Muff, and I think that like I see how happy and excited people are when they talk to you, and it's like a switch has flipped on in their eyes, and they're just like a more present, more centered, more peaceful person. I think that's very valuable.
Thank you. I don't know how I have that effect on people, but I'm glad that I do.
I'm glad that you do too.
Yeah. I have a question.
Yes.
What is your relationship with failure?
Yeah.
What's my relationship with failure?
We deal with it all the time, so Tickle Muff is always very curious to ask.
I'm very curious about failure. You know what? I think I'm of two minds on this.
Okay.
You're going to hear both of them. So there is a small, petty, immature part of me that thinks if I can't win, I don't want to play. And so I tend to intuitively back away from situations where I feel like I can't be the winner.
I do the exact same thing.
Mm-hmm. It's a bad habit. It's a habit that I have spent probably 20 years of my life trying to break. So that's like the bad part of me. I think there's the better part of me, the part of me that I try to aspire to, which is the part of me that's like, well, I'm really scared and I think I'm gonna mess this up, but there are things that are more important than fear.
Like what?
Like getting to do the things that I love and try to have some semblance of happiness.
Yeah.
And I think that that's the thing that I value more than being afraid. And so I kind of just have to accept that like fear is not important enough in my life to be the thing that I feel the most. And I think that's what I try to believe when I put myself in situations where I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, it's a terrible idea. I think like literally every time I go to the Comedy Store, I'm just like, you're not going to get murdered, so it's going to be fine.
I was thinking about the Comedy Store.
Were you?
Yeah, because Zach has been very scared to go.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I only wanted to go once I felt ready.
Yeah.
And I finally felt ready, and that's when I saw you the other night.
Yeah.
And Tickle Muff was there.
I was taking a nap.
You were taking a nap. It's late.
Yeah, and I feel like we're ready, but I feel I do the same thing where I don't want to enter competitions. I don't want to go anywhere where I might have a chance of not winning unless I know that there is a chance.
You know what I think really helped me, especially when I started going to the store, is I started watching people who were succeeding, and I saw how long it took for them to set up their jokes, and I saw how often they had jokes that didn't work. Because when we watch people who have quote unquote great sets, I think we always forget that like what we're remembering is like maybe 2 or 3 big pops. I think that's what and so like, in our mind, we blot out the rest of it. And I think like really starting to pay attention to like those little micro failures within every set started making me think, oh, I don't think people are paying attention to those moments in my sets.
Interesting.
I think people are only paying attention to the big pops. So as long as I get the big pops, I think that it's fine. And honestly, the other day I did set of the night at the store, and I started with like 20 seconds of a bit that has been working, and it did not work at all. Horrifying, terrifying, very scary, very scary.
So scary.
Very scary 20 seconds. And I was just like, all right. And I kind of pivoted to like something completely different. And the last minute and a half, I murdered. It was awesome. And the thing is that no one remembered that. Like when I was talking to people were just like, you were so good. And I was like, you don't remember that 20 seconds at the beginning that was like the worst 20 seconds of my life?
Oh
and they
my
didn't.
God.
Like they didn't. It was like a lost memory. Because I think people only remember like the high points when they see people who they see doing well.
Isn't that funny? They remember the high points, but we remember the low points.
We do, yes. And I think like that, once I realized that like a successful set is full of tiny little moments of silence and micro failure, I realized that like it's okay for me to have that too. And I think that's what I'm telling myself while I work up the strength to go to potluck tonight.
I love that. You're going to do amazing if you get up.
Listen, I know that's the hard part, right? Is it like so much of this is getting ready for moments that will never happen. And I think that, you know, I guess that's also life is like kind of making sure that you're like always ready for like.
Yeah. For anything.
For anything. You have to be ready.
Anything could happen.
Anything could happen. Yeah. Anything could happen.
Yeah.
Like, you know, 3 weeks ago, I didn't think I was going to be talking to you. And look at us.
Here we are.
Look at us.
Here we are. In this amazing studio.
In this amazing studio.
Yeah, look at this place.
Look at this place.
It's fantastic.
I know.
Thank you, Keida.
Look at this.
It looks so good.
It's like.
Oh, I forgot to tell you there's Play-Doh.
What?
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I forgot to tell you.
Has anyone played with it?
No,
yet?
you're the first one.
A virgin doe.
Yes. There's also gummy bears and gummy worms.
Gummy bears and
Yeah.
gummy worms?
Yeah, I wanted a selection.
You want to? Oh, that's fair. I mean, it's important to have all the food groups.
Yes, they are from Kroger.
They are from Kroger.
But they're really good.
Is that bad?
They're just not like
They're
the
not
name
high end.
brand.
They're not high end.
Yeah, but they're really good.
That's all. It doesn't matter. They're I feel like at the end of the day, it's the gummy is all that matters. I cannot get this Play-Doh.
It's true.
It's Play-Doh.
Can I have the gummy bear?
Yes, I'll give you a gummy bear.
I don't know why I'm so excited for this.
Very good. Oh, tasty.
Okay, I was curious as to how that was gonna go. I was wondering if maybe you were also a magician and it was going to disappear.
Well, I am about to start learning mentalism.
Are you about to start learning
Yeah.
mentalism?
Yeah, we're gonna be learning from one of the most famous mentalists in India.
What?
Yeah, I'm gonna be able to read your mind.
Oh my goodness! Can you read my mind right now?
I think that you're excited about the Play-Doh.
Well, it's very perceptive of you.
I thought so.
I'm very excited about the Play-Doh.
Can I spell it?
Play-Doh?
Yeah.
Yes, you can.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it's
the
good.
good stuff.
That's the good stuff. That's not worrying about paying rent is what
Yeah.
the smell is.
You can get it for 99 cents at Ralph's.
Really?
That's where we got it.
That is exactly where we got it.
Wow.
It's on sale.
I didn't realize how cheap Play-Doh was.
Yeah.
Had
I
I-
guess it's out of style.
Well, honestly, it shouldn't be out of style. There's so many people who make all these videos about like slime.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, this is the base. This is the original slime.
Can we do slime?
I think slime would be really hard to clean out of your fur.
Yeah, I feel like going to the spa is really expensive for you, Tickle Muff.
What about Wee-Spa?
We Spa.
What about Wee Spa? Do you want to go to Wee Spa?
I keep hearing about it.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know if it's for you.
I don't know if it's for you.
Do they let puppets in?
I don't think they let puppets in. I think that if they can't gender you, it's a little difficult.
I heard that We Spa was the best one for.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh
for
really?
trans people, yeah.
I didn't know that.
That's what I've heard. I've never actually.
Because my
been.
wife is actually afraid to go to Wee Spa.
Really?
Yes, and I was just kind of like, but I want you to be able to go to the restaurant spa place. So that's good to know.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Kristen,
Yes.
before we leave, I want to ask what tickles you?
What tickles me? You know what tickles me? I think when people are able to figure out what it is that I'm thinking before I can articulate it myself. I love when people have a better read on like my mental status than I do. It makes me feel very safe and held. It makes me feel happy because it means not only have I been perceived, but also I have been understood. And it's really nice to be understood by people without having to explain yourself to them.
Totally.
Yeah.
That's all we want.
Yeah. That's all anyone wants.
That is. Kristen, it has been such a pleasure.
It has also been a pleasure. This has been the easiest podcast I have ever done.
Really?
Yes.
I'm so glad.
Normally I gotta tell like stories about, I don't know, a horse I met once or like other things.
No horses allowed.
No horses, they wouldn't fit through the door.
No,
There's
it's a small studio.
it's a small studio. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I love you.
I love you too, Tickle Muff.
Thank you.
You're the best.
You're the best. Mwah.
Oh my god, you're so cute.
You're so cute.
Thank you.
Where can we find you?
Yeah, where can we find you?
where can we find me? I'm on Instagram at It's Kristin Chirico. I'm on TikTok at Kristin Chirico. I'm on YouTube at The Kitchen and Jorn Show, which is my YouTube show I have with my best friend Jen Ruggiero.
Amazing.
And I'm on tour, so sign up for my mailing list because I'm touring, and if I don't sell tickets, they don't let me tour anymore. So
Amazing.
I know that is amazing how that works.
Yeah. Well, maybe one day I can open for you.
That would be. I mean, listen, you are a hit. I feel like everyone loves you, Tickle Muff.
Yeah, I think we'd make a good team.
I think so too, Tickle Muff.
Anyway, I love you so very much.
I love you too, Tickle Muff.